Hello, all of you. Here we begin with the most simplest but very scoring topic. In inter also you have this, in final also you have this, that is interest and fees. Different kind of interest we are paying on tax, right? 234 A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and recent, I'm not saying alphabets. It's all the kind of interest what we are paying. And suppose there are some delays, then actually we have a separate topic called as penalties and prosecution. But sometimes of penalties are already levied in the form of fees, right? So today's class is when the interest is charged and when do you charge 234A interest, B and C, and when do you pay the fees D, E, F, G and H. Now this topic is very simple, can be completed in a single class only with the concept, and the problems asked are awesomely scoring. I'm literally saying 1 or 2 marks objectives in the MCQs and questions also. They will give you so and so person has filed the return and this and all. They'll give you some data and they'll ask you to work out the interest calculation. Ultimately, different names are there, but after just 30-40 minutes, you'll realize it's the same interest. Okay, right? Yeah, we'll also cover up with this the advanced tax due dates, because if you miss out the due dates, then only 234C interest is charged. So I'm dividing this in 2 parts. Today's class, we will study all the interest, all, okay? And tomorrow, the next topic which we are doing, tax recovery procedure. With that, we will solve the problems for this so that when you apply this knowledge, okay, it should be clear. Right now when I'm teaching and if I take section wise problems, it will be very easy. But in exam, then you have to judge, okay, delays from where to where, which interest will be levied. That's why now, right now, all the concept and all the problems, we will do it tomorrow. This topic is absolutely same in inter also. You have all the kinds of interest and fees, but scattered in different chapter. TDS, if you don't file, then there you have 234G. Return, if you don't file on time, 234F. PAN and Aadhaar is not linked, 234 and H. Advanced tax, if you don't pay on time, 230. So it's scattered. So all this is combined here and linked up in a very nice way. Question in your mind which should be clear after watching this is, from which date to which date interest is charged and on what amount? Clear? So this topic is basically, if you are paying tax late, interest is charged. Rate of interest is 1% per month, that is 12% yearly. 1% per month for per month or part of the month. So if there is a delay of 4 days, it's not 4 by 30. Full month's interest will be charged. Okay, this is something basic. Now on what it is calculated, from which date to which date, let us begin this topic. I'll give you some symmetry by which it will be very clear to all of you to remember these dates. Okay, right. This material is already there with all of you. If you have any doubts, see, these are some problems also I've included, but planning not to take the problems right now. Still, let us see how it is workable. First, I want to start with advanced tax. Advanced tax. Okay. Now, in the introduction, they have given whatever income tax you have to pay to government. One second, dear students. Yeah. See, these are the list of the sections 234 A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. This is one category and this is one category. So we will do all that right now with all the understanding of advanced tax and interest topic. So whenever I need to pay tax to government, we pay it in 3 ways. Advanced tax. When my financial year is 21 and 22, I file my return on 31st of July 22. Any doubt you have, you can unmute and speak up now, or chat box is also on, just ask me. Yeah. Financial year 21 and 22. What is the due date of filing the return, dear students? Generally 31st July 22 for non-audit. Audit cases, it's 30th September, and transfer pricing and international taxation, this. Okay. Now, if I say whatever I have earned, and if my tax is 10 lakhs, I'll pay everything while filing my return. So government is getting whole year's tax one time in July, which is wrong. So they started with a funda called as pay as you earn. Pay as you earn. You're earning throughout the year, no? Throughout 21, 22, you are earning. So by 30th of September 21, half of the year is over. And based on last year's estimate, can you pay advance tax? Answer is yes. So let us first start with 234C interest, which is levied if there is a delay in advance tax. Ma'am, you said ABC, but when it is applied, it is C, B, and A. Why we are going reverse will be clear to you after half an hour. So directly we are going to pay tax in three ways. Advance tax, which you pay on your income. What is TDS, TCS? Others are deducting. When you are giving me salary, you are giving me interest, you are giving me royalty, contract payment, you deduct tax and pay in my PAN number. Directly it comes in my 26AS and you give a certificate. So I can claim that I am paying tax on my own income, but some part of my tax is already paid by others in the form of TDS. And balance, chutur putur, we call it, small amount of the tax left out, we can pay at the time of filing the return, which is called as self-assessment tax. It is missing, add on here under section 140 capital A. Self-assessment, whenever I see, no, dear students, it reminds me an important question. Whenever your tax is like falling short, first, whatever you have paid, they adjust against what? Interest. Then fee. Oh, sorry. First they adjust against fees. Then interest. And remaining they adjust against tax. And accordingly they will charge. I hope the volume and everything is clear. Today I'm having little cold. So you must be able to hear this voice. But I hope it is clear. Chalo. So now. Thank you so much for the response, dear. Thank you. Sure. So now what I am saying, who is liable to pay advance tax? Whenever your tax amount exceeds 10,000, no? You are liable to pay advance tax. Tax shall be payable in advance during the financial year. Senior citizen not having profits and gains are exempted from payment of advance tax. Senior citizen above 60 years, they are not having business income, either pension income and other source, they need not pay. Others should pay advance tax during financial year in every case where amount of tax payable by SSE during the year is 10,000 or more. So if you are a small SSE, you are paying just 8,000 tax, you need not pay advance tax, you can pay 8,000 with self-assessment. But anyone whose tax payable other than TDS is above 10,000 is liable to pay advance tax. Okay. TDS you have to consider because that's the tax already paid. How? That will be clear when we solve the problems. Computation and payment of advance tax. Advance tax payable by SSE shall be computed first by estimating the current year's income tax payable, and shall be reduced by the TDS and TCS. Suppose on my current year's income, the tax is coming to 50,000. And I know that 5,000 is the TDS deducted by so and so. So how much I have to pay? Advance tax 45,000. That I will pay in 4 installments. Okay. Payment of advance tax in pursuance of order issued by AO. Sometimes AO can also issue the order that pay the advance tax if they are not paying. If the SSE has not paid advance tax, And if they ask for to pay the advance tax due after the order, AO can pass order up to the last day of the February, and AO shall compute advance tax by taking the total assessed income of the last year and total income declared in the return last year, and he can ask you to pay the advance tax. Now, advance tax is paid in 4 installments. First installment by 15th of June, not less than 15% of the advance tax. By 15th of September, 45% of advance tax minus the tax what you have paid earlier. 15th of December, 75% of the advance tax minus what you have paid earlier. 15th of March, whole of the amount of advance tax as reduced by whole means 100%. So here you are paying 15%. Second installment by September, 45%. But if you pay 15% additional, how much you are paying? 30%. Here you are paying 75. But if 45 already paid earlier, then here you are paying how much? 30%. And last you are paying how much? 100%. So already 75% you have paid. Now you are paying how much? 25%. Total if you do it comes to 100%. Take your time if you're doing it for the first time. Advance tax is to be paid in the same financial year. So by 15th June 21, April, May, June, almost 2.5 months are over, and last year's detail you know. You can estimate and pay 15% of tax in advance. 15th September, 45%. 15th December, 75%. 15th March, 100%. All clear? Done? Right. Example. Suppose if your tax liability is 10,000. Up to 10,000 you are not liable to pay advance tax. Very true. But just to give comfortable figures I have taken. So by 15 June, how much I should pay? 1,500. By 15 September, 10,000's 45%, 4,500. Minus 1,500, that is 3,000. By 15 December, how much I should pay? 75%, 7,500 minus 4,500. That is 3,000. By 15th March, 100%, 10,000 I should pay. But 75% I have paid 7,000. For some of you, it will be like revision because it's super duper easy. But knowing the things practically in the office is different and attempting the exam is different. The way they ask the question and what you should answer, you should know it for exam. I know you appreciate it. If you can link up all this with your office work and you're thinking, "Arey ma'am, ye to roz karte hain." In fact, system hi calculate karke deta hai interest, right or not? But exam mein to karna padega. Tell me, are you clear with the 4 installments? 15%, 45%, 75%, and 100%. Clear? Right. If any SSE does not pay any installment of advance tax, he shall be deemed to be an SSE in default in respect of the installment. If you're not paying, you are due in default, 234C interest will charge. How it is calculated? I'll tell you. Okay. Any sum paid or recovered by SSE as advance tax shall be treated as payment of tax in respect of income in the relevant assessment year, and credit thereof shall be given. So whatever you have paid as advance tax, you will get a credit for that at the end. If it is excess, you will get refund. If it is less, you have to pay more self-assessment tax. Now this point is logically to be understood. So I will explain and then you will understand it better. Okay, listen now. The one full 1.5 page is over. So are you clear with the date of the installments? This is like, I don't want to break it and give the concept and the problem right now, because in a flow you understand all the interest and fees, and this is like super scoring. Trust me, 1 mark, 3, 4 questions are asked and they are so scoring. Or they'll give you a person's data and they'll ask you for 5 marks. calculate all his interest. That is also very easy. See the scanner. After doing this, for sure, you will be able to solve all the problems of scanner apart from my material. If required anywhere, click the photo and send me. कोई भी academy का book है, कोई भी material. If you want my help, in the description, no, it is given to you all the link of our Telegram group, of our WhatsApp, all details. You can mail me. Surely will help you out. अभी ध्यान से सुनो. I am deciding my estimated income. On that, my estimated tax, and I am paying 15%, 45%, 75%, and 100% of the tax by 15th of March. Now, what happened? My tax was say 10,000 and I divided into installment. Just now I have shown and I paid it. 15th of September, I paid my second installment. 18th of September, I sold a property. And there the capital gain on long-term capital gain property, the tax is huge. So the tax came to 1 lakh rupees. Now 1 lakh rupees this long-term capital gain tax and 10,000 regular tax. What is my total tax? 1,10,000. So now the software will calculate 1,10,000 total tax into 15% by 15 June. So default aega because I have paid according to 10,000 into 45% default by 15 September. Now, government is saying in the exceptional cases wherein you get such income which you cannot predict, for example, casual income, God knows when lottery lagegi or KBC and prizes and all, we can never predict casual income. So is with the capital gain. We are trying to do the deal, but kab deal hogi kya pata na? So in these cases, government is saying, if you get a capital gain of 1 lakh rupees on 18th of September, and the very next installment, 15th of December, you pay 1 lakh ka 75%. 15th of December, 10,000 ka 75% to you have paid. 1 lakh ka whole 75%. So whenever sudden income comes and related to that, you have paid the tax, all put together, you have paid the tax, and in the next installment, then you are not to be said in default. Are you getting? You are not an SSC in default, and no 234C installment default interest will not be charged to you. 10,000 was your routine tax and you paid it. 1 lakh was unpredictable. So 1 lakh came on 18th September. 15 December, you paid 1 lakh ka 75% and 100% you paid by 15th March. Done. Are you said to be in default? No. Will interest be charged to 34C? No. So I have explained this point to the best of what I know. Abhi aap padho. Dekho. It will be very clear, this note. Read it no, on your own. I'm having little cold, so just will take rest for 2 minutes. आप लोग खुद से पढ़ो, please. Okay, very nice question. Can we pay whole the advance tax at one point? Super. Always someone is asking, ma'am, instead of paying and I'm already busy in my business, can I pay full 10,000 here only? Pay your wish. But you will not get any benefit. You can't say to government, oh, instead of 1,500, I paid 10,000 on 8,500. You give me interest back. No. We to ask 15%. If you are paying everything together in one single installment, pay it early. And if you want to say, Manogna, as you were asking, if you want to say, ma'am, instead of all this, I'll pay 10,000 directly on 15th March. But you miss this installment, this. So 234C interest will be charged if there is delay in installment. Is your answer clear? What matlab, I gave the answer, but is that clear or not? You can pay advance tax in one installment to avoid all this again and again. Many people do that. They skip 15 June and then September they pay extra and all. But if you are a defaulter, 1% interest per month, that amounts to 12%. Today in your saving account, you are hardly getting 4%. FDs में 6%. और यहाँ interest कितना ले लेते हैं? 12%. So if the money is lying in your bank account, ऐसे ही, then better pay advance tax on time. And see, this is the place. Today, I was teaching TDS, all the amendments in my CMA interclass 194 MNOP. Huh? Those amendments are very important for final also. 4 sections. 194 MNOP and last Q wala, which is like TDS, TCS, both may cover. So there they were saying that literally some of the business people, for them, it is like jhanjat to pay the TDS and different kind. Same like this, advanced tax is also jhanjat. Then I'll tell you, we all are professionals. And I've used that Hindi word over here, Banya Buddhi, that mindset should be their jhanjat, no, our benefit. We can say them, okay, you want to do business, carry on business. I will take care of all your TDS. So many people, so many colleagues who are chartered accountant, female chartered accountant, they go to company, do TDS, TCS work, 400, 500 employees ka pain slip generate karte hain. They have their team, they carry their laptops, do the work and that. So this is also kind of, you can help people to ascertain all the installments and give a reminder to them. And they will send you the money. It's not necessary for the SSC to himself give the money to department. He can transfer the money through his mobile click to his CA and the CA will put the money. Not a big deal. So of course you can pay it in one installment, but no benefit to you. And second case, if there's a delay. Okay, read this. If the shortfall in the payment of tax is on account of underestimation or failure of capital gain or lottery, casual income, which you cannot predict, and if SSC has paid amount of tax as a part of remaining installment which are due, or where no such installments are due, then no interest will be charged on shortfall. Clear? Okay, these are not very latest amendment, but very important updates for the interest. Those who are opting for 44 AD, you all remember 44 AD presumptive taxation. If your turnover is up to, anyone in the class, 44 AD के लिए turnover limit कितना है? बोलो. What's the turnover limit for 44 AD? Normal tax audit के लिए turnover का limit. See, you can say, ma'am, you are teaching interest, no? Now we are at the end of the syllabus. So when I'm teaching interest, it's like wherever you go, you should link up the things now. And if you're stuck up, turn back and go to that page, business head, and check. Tax audit limit is for, see, these concept videos are there in the tax concept playlist. All the 44 8. So tax audit, yeah, please say, you want to say? Bolo, unmute karke. Not able to hear you, dear, might be. Chalo, I will say 44AB tax audit limit for the turnover is 1 crore. 44AD tax audit turnover limit is 2 crore. You need not maintain books. You need not get your books audited. Directly on your turnover, show 8% as net profit. And if it is a digital turnover, you're doing online business, 6%. Money which comes, directly through the card swiping and all in your account. So 6% show the net profit, pay the tax, bye-bye. 44A books maintain nahi karna, 44AB audit nahi karna. ठीक है? So for these people, facility is given, they can pay all the tax. Abhi just now you asked me, no ma'am, can I pay one installment? Yes. Single installment by 15th of March. You know why this liberty is given? They are not maintaining the books. Turnover details they are getting from GST. GST to above 20 lakhs, you will have the registration even if you are in composition and all. Huh? So there, what is happening? They are not having the registration in, I mean, say they don't have books and all. So turnover details pay estimated, they are calculating, oh, my turnover is 150 lakhs. On that 8%, I'll show net profit. And on this net profit, I'll calculate tax and so on. Tuck, tuck, tuck. Got it? So they are allowed, instead of 4 installments, to pay advance tax in single installment at by 15th of March. However, any amount paid by way of advance tax before 31st March shall be treated as advance tax before 15th of March only. So 15 days delay for this they are allowing, but otherwise actually 15 days also the interest is charged normally. Let us see. Okay, some points you need to remember for interest calculation is amount on, now this is asked in MCQs, please mark it. Amount on which interest is calculated will be rounded off in the multiples of 100 by ignoring any fraction. Example, amount on which interest is calculated is say 320 or 380. It will be rounded off to 300. Generally 50 and above we do rounding off up. Otherwise down. वो किसने सिखाया? 288 section and 288B says your total income and final tax along with ESES surcharge all is rounded off in the multiples of 10 rupees. But for interest calculation, whatever is your tax is rounded off on the lower side. And period is rounded off on monthly basis. If there's a delay from 1st August to 5th August, 5 days also, interest will be calculated for 1st August to 5th December. So August, September, October, November, December only 5 days. Part of the month is also treated as 1 month. So full 5 months interest will be charged. Are my examples clear? 31st July ki jagah, if you file your return on 1st August, also 1 month interest will be charged. When interest is calculated on annual basis, any fraction is ignored. And for any reason, if your tax payable is increasing and decreasing, you know, search assessment and settlement commission and commissioner's revision order and all, if tax is reducing and increasing, interest will also reduce and increase. Tell me until now any doubt, then I will start with the interest. This was the background that you have to pay the advance tax in 4 installments by 15th of June, 15th of September, 15th of December and 15th of March. If there is a default in installment, A और B को भी side में park कर दो. Directly 234C interest will be charged for default in installment. Write down. If there is a default in installment, 234C interest will be charged. If advance tax paid on or before 15 June is less than 15%, tax minus TDS and all, simple interest 1% will be charged for 3 months. If advance tax paid on or before 15 September is less than 45%, then 1% interest is again charged on 3 months. You may be surprised, ma'am, why 3 months? 15 June to 15th September. 15 June you have missed paying the tax, but September you might pay the tax, no? So first you calculate for 3 months. September to December, 45% of tax minus some tax you have paid, but it is less. Then on the less tax paid, 3 months. Again 15 December to 15th March, 3 months. And 15th March onwards to 31st March, actually it's just 15 days, but 1 month interest is charged. So clear to all of you, June to September, 3 months. September to December, 3 months. December to March, 3 months. And last, March to March. It's actually 15 days. But I told you interest is not calculated day wise. It will be charged for 1 month. No interest will be levied in respect of shortfall. This point is same. If there is capital gain, lottery, or casual income and all. Chalo, check this example I have given. Right. Compute the interest for Baburao. His tax is 10,000. Okay. I made some column. Please be with me. Pura focus yahan rakho so that the example is clear. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Dekho. By 15th of June, 15% of 10,000, 1,500 should be paid. Baburao did not pay anything, advance tax. What is unpaid? 1,500. On that, 1% interest for 3 months is 45. Why 3 months? Because you missed June date. You might catch up September date. Now come to September. How much tax you had to pay? 4,500. How much he paid? 4,500. Now what is the tax unpaid? Nil. Interest? Nil. Clear? Next, 15th of December. How much tax you had to pay? 75%. So 75% comes to 7,500. But he paid 4,500, 1,000, 4,500. Pura. Pehle to he didn't pay anything, no. 1,500 mein to he didn't pay anything. But now he paid 4,500 and 1,000. So he had to pay 75%. He has paid 55%. 2,000 is the shortfall. So whatever is the shortfall, 2,000, on that interest is charged at the rate of 1%. That too for 3 months, September to December. Clear or not? September to December. 3 months. Check. Why on 2,000? 75% you had to pay. I can't charge the interest on 75%. At least something you have paid, no? Huh? So on remaining 2,000, it will be 1% for 3 months. Now, by 15th of March, 100% should be paid. 100% should be paid by 15th of March, advance tax. Minus 500 you have paid. So already 4,500 you have paid, 1,000 you have paid, and 500 more. Okay, so around 6,000 you have paid. So how much is default? 100% of your tax you have to pay, 10,000. But total tax paid is, excuse me, 6,000. So how much is the default? 4,000 into 1% into 1 month. Why 1 month? 15th March to 31st of March. So what is the total 234C interest? 45 plus 60 plus 40, and that is 145. Excuse me. Take your time, analyze. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Like, ma'am, this or that or any ifs and buts, kuch bhi aapke mind mein. You can give me options also. Ma'am, instead of 4, if they pay 7, 15 September only, if they have paid 7,500, will they get any additional benefit? Answer is no. If you pay extra, you don't get refund or interest from government. If you pay less, government will charge interest. Clear? Dekho. Ask me. This topic is absolutely same. You can share this video with your juniors who are doing advanced tax and interest. Return ke baad hai last mein, and very important topic. Problems, we'll do it tomorrow so that you apply all this. All clear? Any doubt? So 234C interest is charged by 15 September. If you don't pay 15%, then for 3 months. 45% nil because he paid. 75% again we charge on the shortfall. Whatever you have paid, why should we charge? 7,500 you had to pay, no? You have already paid like 4,500, 1,000 and all. So we will just charge on the remaining amount. 10,000. Out of that, already you have paid 6,000. So 4,000 pay 1%. So in short, 234C interest is interest on default. Interest on default in installment. If this is clear, then I will go and read 234B. 234B padenge. 234B says advance tax if it is not paid 90%. 234B, yeah. If advance tax paid is less than 90%, interest will be charged. Wherein any financial year an SSC is liable to pay advance tax and he has failed to pay the advance tax or is less than 90%, SSC shall be liable to pay simple interest, 1% or part of the month. The period for which interest is payable would be the period from first day of the April to the date of determination of the total income. Superb. Already till March you have charged the interest. March 22, September 21, uske pehle June 21. So March tak you have charged. Now if advance tax is less than 90% of the SS tax, after deducting TDS, your tax may be 1 lakh. But if TDS is deducted, that part you reduce and remaining only you have paid advance tax. Okay? 1 second, please. Yeah. Then in that case, 1st April say interest will be charged till the date of determination of income under 143(1) by the AO, or interest is chargeable up to regular assessment. In short, till due date. I want all of you to write. From 1st April till due date, 31st July, which interest will be charged? 234B, A key. Installments are over, dear students. Only one single interest will be charged. Amount on which interest shall be calculated shall be amount equal to SS tax or amount by which advance tax falls short. SS tax is total tax minus the TDS, TCS, any relief. Relief dete hain na, salary ka relief or bilateral relief and all. Or MAT credit, all you set off, and after that, amount paid under self-assessment tax, if there is shortfall, interest will be calculated. Interest under 234C is different in case of assessment by SSC himself and assessment made by income tax authority. Therefore, interest paid under 234B at the time of self-assessment shall be reduced from the final interest payable. Okay, this I'll tell you. When we work out, it will be clear. Where as a result of order or reassessment, the amount on which interest is payable is increased, SSC shall be liable to pay interest. So if your income is increasing because of the assessment, then your interest will also increase. No, simple. Interest is always calculated from the first day of the financial year till the date of reassessment. Under 147, you know, income escaping assessment is reassessed or recomputed. Okay? If there's a change in income due to processing of the return, or then tax will also change. Few things are repeated. Let us make it very simple in that same Babu Rao's example. Come back, no? Yeah. So till March, you had to pay 100% of 10,000. But how much you have paid out of 10,000? 90%, 9,000. Advance tax, if it is less than 90%, 234B interest will be charged. How much you have paid advance tax? 4,500 plus 1,000 plus 500, 6,000. Your tax is how much? 10,000. How much you have paid? 6,000. What is the tax payable? Shortfall कितना है? 60% ही आपने पे किए, 4,000. 1% interest from 1st April till due date of filing the return or the day assessment. Suppose your assessment is done by the AO on 31st May. So till 31st May, interest will be charged. Nothing given in exam, 234B interest is charged from 1st day of the financial year till the due date of filing the return. Check this 234B and please message me all clear, then I'll go to next. कोई भी doubt है तो पूछो. This topic is worth doing. I know it's very easy. Some of you it's just revision, then do it now. Why you want to miss out 3-4 months? I really know the pain of failing at 196 marks, and it's so bad. 196 is fail, 200 is pass. बड़ा बुरा लगता है. And professional exam, CA and CMA, you never ask Dipti ma'am, no? Ma'am, how many marks you got in tax you are teaching us? Huh? How many attempts did you take to clear your final exam? Did you write both the groups? All your own story. That's why we say concentrate, work hard, and done for once. Chalo. 234B interest will start from 1st day of the financial year till the due date of filing the return or assessment, and whichever is earlier, and it is calculated on the shortfall. Advance tax if paid is less than 90%. Ma'am, I didn't pay any installment, but on 31st March I paid 10,000. Will you charge 234B? No, because 234B is on shortfall. You have paid everything. 90%, yeah, 100% you have paid advance tax. Why we should charge 234B? 234A interest. Are you getting, dear students? We are all going reverse. Pehle C kiya, fir B. Now we are doing A. 234A interest is delay in furnishing the return. Default in furnishing the return. What is our due date? 31st July. When did you file the return? 31st October. How many months delay? August, September, October. 3 months interest you have to pay. Simple. Where a person who is required to furnish the return fails to furnish the return or furnishes late return after the due date, then interest is going to be charged on amount of tax determined as reduced by advance tax and TDS. So suppose your tax regular is coming 10,000. Already you have paid 6,000. और कोई रिलीफ नहीं है, मैट का क्रेडिट नहीं है, अगर टीडीएस है तो वो भी ले लो. Considering all this, what is your SS tax? On that, interest will be charged at the rate of 1% from date of furnishing the return till the date of completion of the assessment. If you don't furnish the return, your assessment is done based judgment under section 144. We asked you to file the return, nahi hai. We called 143 notice, nahi hai. 143.3 scrutiny, so it's not possible if you don't file the return. Then government is doing based judgment assessment. So till that date, they will file the return. Or where you furnish the return, then the due date to date of furnishing the return. Are you getting? I want all of you to write. For every month commencing from the date immediately following the due date of furnishing the return, start 234A interest from the due date of furnishing the return and end on the day of furnishing the return. Actual date of furnishing the return, late wala. You all know now you can submit the belated return only till December 22. 9 months time is only allowed. And if return is not filed, then till the time assessment is completed. Yes? $234 ABC is automatic. It is all calculated and demand notice shall not be issued. You have to, when you pay self-assessment tax and if you are filing the return late, With the self-assessment, you have to pay the 234 ABC interest. Otherwise, you are assessing in default. 1 second. I'll do this 6th point little later. Pehle aap aa jao. Baburao. Yeah. First, Baburao was a defaulter in installment. So from 15th June, from 15th June 21 to 31st March 22, 234C. Now 234B from 1st April to 31st July. If due date of filing the return is July and 90% and less advance tax is paid, then April, May, June and July. Okay? 234B interest is charged. Next is 234A from 1st August 22. First day of the year after the due date, wahan se you will start 234A interest till actual date of filing the return. Suppose you are filing the return by 30th of 11. SA. So for this period, you have to pay interest 234A. So many people, they are a defaulter in installment. They have not paid proper advance tax. But they file the return on time. 15 July को return file किया तो ये नहीं आएगा. It's not necessary, dear students, that all the 3 interest will come. I may have paid 100% of my tax on time. Then 234C will not come. B will not come because 90 क्या 100% I have paid advance tax. But A will come. जो भी अगर थोड़ा tax होगा तो A will come. If A will also not come because I have paid tax in advance but I filed my return late, then fee will come. आएगा भी पीछे fees भी. So interest is charged from the due date of filing the return, that is July. And if return is filed on 15th October, so September, July, sorry. So August, September, October. For 3 months, interest is charged on 4,000. Why 4,000? Your tax is 10,000. But 6,000 you have already paid, no? 4,000 you didn't pay in March. So April, May, June and July, it is covered by way of 234B. August, September, October, it is covered in the form of 234A. Clear to all of you? Option 1. If return is filed on time, okay, and tax is paid before July, then no interest will be charged. Okay, you have furnished your return on late, but you have already paid the tax beforehand. Chalan to aapne bharwa diya. I reached Hyderabad on 3rd August. So I filed my return on 3rd August. But I have very well planned and paid my tax in July only. Then no interest will be charged. Take your time, check the link of 234 ABC so that next we can go. So 234 ABC is clear. Check this. 234A is default in filing the return. 234B is default in advance tax, 90%. And 234C is default in installments. Okay. So this problem you can do as homework. The third one. Already some installments are paid. Tax and all you know already they've given you 10% and business income is there. And it is an LLP, so 30% tax. So, excuse me. Surcharge will not be there because the income does not exceed 1 crore. And just calculate. Okay. All the problems we'll do tomorrow only. Yeah. You know, one thing I wanted you all to write it in one way. 1 second. Let me share and tell you one concept is there. If you write it that way, it will be very clear to all of you. 1 second. 1 second. Yes. Check this, all of you. This is a blank page. But what I'm writing, if you can understand and write it as your booster notes. Say our financial year is 21-22. Just taking an example. Then 15th June 21 to 31st March 22. If there is a delay in installments, we are paying 234C interest. 15 June 21 to March 22. If there is a delay in installment, 234C interest. Next, 1st April 22 to 31st July 22. Okay. 1st April to 31st July, if less than 90% of the tax not paid as advance tax, अगर आपने नहीं पे किया, तो which interest you will put? 234B. Reverse, it is practically working. ABC, I have told you, but the mindset should be super clear. And these kind of questions should not only be solved correct in exam, but with a very good speed. So write down 234C interest for default in installment. If you want, you can write here 15%, 45%, 75%, and 100%. ये लिखना है compulsory so that you learn it. April to July, it's 234B. And now, if there's a default from 1st of August 22 to actual date of filing the return, say 1st September, delay in filing return. If there is a delay in filing the return, which interest you will charge? 234A. Write down, please. This is working reverse, dear students. And fees, so I'm very sure they'll ask you 234H somewhere. I'll come to that. This is time consuming part because we linked up and did all. Now it's all individual and very easy. But I want a message from each one of you who are doing live with me now. Is this table clear? If there is a default in installment, 234C. If 90% of tax is not paid, 234B. Due date ke baad, if you have filed the return, 234. And digest and tell me, all the three interest might not come. You didn't pay anything, but 10,000 you paid on 31st March. You will not pay 234B because 90 ke 100% you have paid advance tax. You will not pay 234A because you have filed your return on time. So like this, different kind of interest can be charged. That Babu Rao's case, to give you a clarity, I gave all the three examples. C, B, A. Exam mein it could be just calculate B or C or A or anything. Likho. Write down. I'm waiting for all of you. Don't take screenshot. Isko likho notebook mein. So that with dates it is clear and with good speed you do the questions. Then we'll go to the next one. Chalo. That's all for 234 ABC. Let us go to 234D. 234D interest. D aage aayega. Now in line whatever interest are given I am doing. Interest for failure to collect and pay the TDS, TCS, all. So first for the TDS. Okay, if you fail to deduct the TDS and give the full payment, I had to pay you salary 10 rupees, 1 rupee TDS cut ke 9 rupees I had to pay you. I paid you the full amount. I missed deducting TDS and pay to government. You know, TDS is paid by the 7th of the next month. Then, where a person responsible fails to deduct TDS, or after deducting, I have not paid to government, that is a bigger crime. I paid you 10 rupees. Then I said, listen, 1 rupee on your behalf, I'll give TDS in your PAN number, give all details, I'll give you certificate. So I deducted and gave you 9 rupees net amount. My expense is 10. Your income is not 9. That is also 10. But you receive 9 rupees in your hand, right? And 1 rupee I'm keeping in my pocket. It's a bigger crime. This 1 rupee is not my money. This is government's money. I deducted from you saying I will deduct TDS and pay to government. And if I don't pay to government, then what? I should pay interest. So on TDS, 2 interests are charged. First is from the due date till the actual date of deduction. Second is after deducting if you delay in depositing. Interest is same 1% per month from the date on which tax is deductible to the date on which it is actually deducted. Say tax was deductible by 30th of September, but you missed and you deducted it 30th of 11. So for 2 months, interest will be charged at the rate of 1% on delay in deducting TDS. Now, from the date on which tax was deducted till the date actually deposited, you deducted 30/11. So 7th of December, 7th of next month I should pay. I paid it on 31st of March. December, January, February, March. 4 months I kept the money with me. Then interest is 1.5% per month. That is around 18% yearly interest. Once again, I want to repeat. From the due date of TDS till actual date of tax deducted, if there's a delay, 1% interest per month or part of the month. From the day of the deduction till the actual date of the payment, it is 1.5%. From the date on which tax was deductible to the date on which tax is actually paid. In case a person fails to deduct TDS, but he's not deemed to be SSC in default, as tax is paid by the payee, interest shall be payable still from the date on which tax was deductible to the date of furnishing the return by payee. Super. I missed deducting TDS in September. 30/11 I contacted you, dear students. Sorry, अरे मैं तो ना TDS काटना ही भूल गई. You're saying, ma'am, don't worry. I have included that income, and including that I have paid the advance tax and I filed my return. Who is saying? Pay. Who am I? Deductor, payer. I missed deducting the TDS. So I have to pay interest. Okay, 1%. But in the meanwhile, my payee said, I have included this income also, ma'am, which you gave, and I have paid advance tax and I have filed the return also. Then still, if I would have deducted, government would have got the money in September. Now you paid the tax and you filed the return in, say, November. So for 2 months, too, there is a default. No, I have to pay. And I have to submit the proof also of my payee filing the return. In case any person fails to deduct TDS, but is not deemed to be SSC in default, as tax is already paid by the payee, the interest shall be payable from the date on which tax was deducted to the date of furnishing the return of income by the payee. Nice logic, no? 234C may be exception taki if there's a casual income. Like that here also. If I miss deducting and if deducted, deduct, still interest will be charged, but not till March and all, till the date he files the return. Same for tax collected at source. When there is a sale of car above 10 lakhs and all those cases where TCS is applicable, You have to collect 101. 100 is my sale, and 1 rupee which I collect, I have to give to government. If there is a delay in collecting the tax in the form of TCS, again same. Where a person is responsible for collecting tax at source and depositing the same, and if there's a delay, 1% interest is charged from the date on which tax was collected to the date on which tax is actually paid. Any person other than the seller responsible for collecting tax fails to collect such tax on amount received or receivable from a buyer or seller but is not deemed to be an SSE in default. As tax is paid by the buyer, interest shall be payable from the date on which tax was collectible to the date of furnishing the return by the buyer. Same. If I had to deduct, I am the seller. I have sold you. I had to collect the tax and pay to government. If I miss and if you have taken it in your income and you have paid the tax, okay? He's not said to me if the tax is already paid by the buyer. Still, interest shall be payable from the date on which tax was collected till the due date of furnishing the income. Clear? Now, how many? These two are separate interest on 201(1)(a), that is default in TDS, and 206(c)(7) for default in TCS. Now, 234D, interest for excess refund. Sometimes, department gives you excess refund. Again, when they ask back to pay you, you have to pay along with interest. This time is 0.5%. Where any refund is granted to SSE and no refund is due or amount refunded exceeds, they had to give you 500 refund. By mistake, they gave you 700. Now 200 excess refund, you have to give back. On this, simple interest is calculated 0.5% per month. Amount on which interest is to be charged on whole or excess amount refunded from the date of grant of refund to the date of such regular assessment. Clear? Clear? 234D is easy. Excess refund, whenever you return with 0.5% interest from the date of grant of the refund. जिस दिन आए आपको 700 to the date of the regular assessment. That's the time when you have to refund. It's very simple. Chalo. Now 234E. Actually, interest is over. 234 ABCD khatam ho gaya. Bye bye. Now, fees are a kind of punishment, penalties. Penalties we will do separately, and prosecution, that is imprisonment. Wo bhi hai. Fees is a hi-fi name, but it's like a penalty only. So now E, F, G, and H, 4 kind of fees are charged. First, 234E, where a person fails to deliver quarterly TDS, TCS return within the prescribed time limit. Quarterly TDS, TCS return within the prescribed time limit, you are not doing, 26 QB and all this. Quarterly आपको submit करना पड़ता है ना, 1 quarter end and next by 15, 38 like that. So 200 for every day during which the failure continues, subject to maximum of the amount of TDS, TCS. Where a person fails to file the TDS, TCS, return, quarterly payment all on time, 200 per day is the penalty. Fee shall be paid before delivering a statement. It is in addition of other consequence of not delivering the return. If like you miss deducting the TDS, interest to lagta hai, that expense is also disallowed, no? If you pay someone in India without deducting TDS, 30% is disallowed. Abroad, if you pay someone without TDS, 100% is disallowed. Plus this interest and fee. 234 F fee, mark it very important as there is latest amendment and this is already covered in your return also. Where a person required to furnish return fails to do so, return file ही नहीं किया, forget about your tax and all. This is not delay. Your date under 234A was 31st July. You are filing the return on 30th 11. How many months delay? August, September, October, November, 4 months. But 234A interest is charged from the due date of filing the return till the actual date of filing on the tax. But suppose you are a senior citizen, your tax is 0. So you are saying, अरे tax के ऊपर interest है, मैं तो आराम से सो के उठ के I will file the return. Why bother? Forget about what is your tax. If you have filed late return, 234F fees you have to pay. This is a practical case. In my family, I'm always like every year I'm filing 13 return. So my mother-in-law and all very senior citizen, what they say, अरे मैम anyhow their case there is no tax ना, इसको थोड़ा बाद में देख लेंगे, अभी बहुत प्रेशर है ड्यू डेट्स का. तो फ्रॉम माय साइड ठीक है, अगर लेट भी भरा तो 234A interest is on tax and for her tax is nil till we are filing the return. Rebate आके the tax is coming to nil. 5 lakh से कम है इनका. Now for my mother-in-law, if I file July return in September, will I have to pay 234F fees? Yes. If total income exceeds 5 lakhs, 1000. If total income, please फिर से, total income does not exceed 5 lakh, 1000 is the fees. If total income exceeds 5 lakh, then 5000 is the fees. Those who are having old books, 234F is up to December and then March. But I hope you all remember now, belated and revised return can be filed only by 31st December. Only 9 months time is given in the assessment year. So with that logic, if your total income is less than or up to 5 lakh, then 1000 is the fee, late fee for filing the late return. If it exceeds 5 lakh, then 5000. Fee for default relating to statement or certificate, 234G. When you take some deductions and all, you have to maintain the proofs. If there is a delay, 200 per day, like your TDS. Research association, universities, colleges, where you take deduction under 35, business head, scientific research, institution or fund failure to deliver a statement. So this scientific research institute is doing delay in furnishing, and business head we cannot take that 35 deduction, no? Where institute or funds delivered the statement within 80G. You know, when you go to Gaushala, mosque, temple, it is written that please ensure receipt which is eligible. Whatever donation you give, take the receipt and it will make you eligible for 80G deduction, qualifying amount and 50% and all. But if they don't give us, 200 for every day is the penalty for these institutes, 234G. Amount of fee should not exceed the amount in respect of which the failure has occurred. Whatever donation and all you have given, fee shall be paid before delivering the statement and getting the certificate. Last, 234H. If Aadhaar and PAN, you all know 139A, 139AA. If Aadhaar and PAN is not linked, your return cannot be uploaded now. So if Aadhaar and PAN is not linked by March 22, then fees of 1000 is to charge 234H and your PAN becomes inoperative. The day it is linked, again it will become operative. Clear? Right? Next is 234H. Forward interest, 234A, B, C, D interest. E, F, G, and H fees. And now, other than this, interest for failure to, whenever reassessment is done, 154 or that 153 audit, whenever the income is reassessed, then you will get a notice under 156, demand notice, that you have to pay this much tax within 30 days. If there is a default, 1% interest will start after the 30 days and ending on the day on which tax is paid. Okay. Sometimes the AO feels that giving 30 days time is not justified. This person might run away from India. Can he reduce the demand notice period to less than 30 days? Yes, that's what they are saying. If AO has reason to believe that it is detrimental to revenue for a period of 30 days, he may, with the approval of JC, specify such time which may be less. Okay. So where interest is charged on the amount of TDS, then no interest shall be charged under this for the same amount. TDS, TCS may, if they have already charged 201 money, 206 TCS interest, then here they will not charge. Otherwise, where any notice of demand has been, see, there won't be any overlapping of interest. Okay, right. Now, cases where commissioner can waive off these interest, that's theory, you read it. Of course, I will explain, but in the next class. So just do one problem which I gave as homework and revise all this, and we will continue in the next class. But wait a minute, ye ek kar lete. Interest which is payable to SSE. From that time we are talking, ye kiya to interest pay karo, ye kiya to interest pay karo. But ma'am, if my refund is coming, then should I get the interest? Answer is yes. Mark this table, very important questions are asked from this. 244A. Interest on refund shall also be entitled. SSE is entitled at the rate of 0.5%. Government will take from you 1%, give you 0.5%. But time periods are different. Huh? Be careful, check this table. Refund is out of TDS, TCS, advance tax, where return of income is furnished on time. First day of the assessment year till the date of refund. First day of the assessment year till the date of the refund. You will get interest if you file your return on time. You will get interest on refund from 1st April 22 till the date refund is granted, say in May, in July, whatever. If you have filed the return late, why we should give you interest from 1st April? If you have filed the return late, interest on refund will come to you from the date of furnishing the return. Because if you file the return late, till the date of furnishing the return, no, you pay me interest 234A. From the date of furnishing the return to the date of refund. Clear or not? Check the language. If you file the return on time, 1st April till refund is granted, you will get interest. If you file the return late, then till August ka July ka return, if you have filed in September, then the date you have filed the return till the date of refund, only that period you will get 244A interest. Refund is out of self-assessment from date of furnishing the return till the date of refund. Okay. Refund is due to any other reason from the date of payment of the tax to the date on which refund is granted. For some other case, suppose if you have gone for appeals and all and you paid the tax and then you won the case, so they refunded. So that from the date you paid the tax till the date you refunded, 0.5% interest under 244A. If you want, you can write example appeals and all, you have to pay the tax in advance, no, 60 days, 90 days. Refund due to excess payment of TDS from the date on which claim for refund is made. By mistake, instead of 2%, you have deducted the TDS 20%. So the day you file the claim, till the date you get refund, interest will be paid. I am teaching this. I will again revise it tomorrow when I work out all the problems. There are 8 problems around in this and exactly same what are coming in exam. From scanner also I have picked some and some for all. करना है अच्छे से material. Clear? Once again, 244 is how much interest the department will give on refund? 0.5%. Ma'am, kahan se? If I file the return on time, April till date of refund. If not, then the date I file the return till the date of refund. Any other ways, if I pay the tax, from the date I pay the tax till the date of refund. And if TDS and all is paid extra, okay, then TDS and all is paid extra, then instead of the TDS, whatever you have paid extra, from the date when you claim the refund till the date actually you get the refund. Okay, read these points as notes. They are procedural, and these two are awesome question from the past exam, and though they are quite past, but definitely they can be repeated. Once before I close, the gist of all what I have taught is given in the very first page. ये देखो, I want all of you to write. इसको ना बहुत ऐसे नहीं करना है. Write down. These are all interest. 234 ABC. EFGHR fees. ऐसे categorize कर लो, because I want you to write these sections. It's an added impression if you can. $234A interest for delay in filing the return. 234B if 90% advance tax is not paid. 234C for default in installment. 234D excess refund what you give back. Bye interest. Now, fee 234E 200 per day for not filing the statements. 234F is delay in filing the return. 5,000, 1,000. 234G is default in document certificates. Scientific research, you gave the donation, they are not giving certificate, and you want to claim it in 35 or 80 GGB and C. How do you do that? 234H, default in linking. Finish. Other than this, from the date you deduct TDS, you are liable to deduct TDS till the date you actually deducted TDS 1%. And once you deducted and paid to government 1.5% TDS. Same for TCS. The day you had to collect and remit it to government, if there is a delay, interest lagega. 234A is what interest you receive on refund. Okay. And last is whenever demand notice is given, you have to pay the tax within 30 days or whatever lesser time if they have done. Rather than missing the class completely, I thought at least if I'll complete this part, working out of the problems will need more energy. Be ready with your calculator in tomorrow's class. We will work out these problems, and I'll start with the tax collection procedure. And yes, very sure tomorrow is Sunday, but we are taking the class on Sunday also. So that once, as promised before 25th, I think by 15th, if I complete my portion, you will get good time for revision, 10 days more buffer as promised. And in these 10 days, special chapters like math, charitable trust, like this, whatever you feel you want to write a half an hour, 45 minutes test, let me know. Provided first you need to prepare super well. ऐसे नहीं है कि मैं टेस्ट रखूं पता चल रहा है कि 12 में से 2 लोग भी नहीं लिख रहे हैं. Because it takes a lot of time in setting the papers and suggested answers. But definitely I want to do it. So for that, tomorrow also, same time right now we are taking the class. If there's a change, I'll let you know. Okay. And one more thing I wanted to say is this transfer pricing, students are confused. They're following everything, but how to do the revision? So as we close, remember please, transfer pricing, you divide it into parts. Okay. Just study what is associate enterprise and close. Keep revising those 10 conditions. Then cup method and all, we have solved problems. So sometimes you can scroll that lead. Advanced pricing agreement and rollback. That's a procedure, third part. And last, you can do secondary adjustment, primary adjustment, and IPTA related problems. Okay. GAR, it's easy and scoring. If not, at least do a short note, which is asked in exam. Write a short note on impermissible avoidance agreement, which is given on the second page after definitions in the GAR. And case laws and all have done your wish as you all want to study. Okay, right? So that's all for today. I hope you followed the link. इसको याद करना है 234 A B C D E F G H This alphabet from A to H should be clear, so that when we work out the problems tomorrow, we will give you these sections also. That's all for today. Thank you so much. Bye, all of you.